time. We get into the first game we're going to be covering today, which is going to be the New York Giants going into Washington and taking on the Commanders. The Commanders, 5.5-point favorites here with a total of 45.5. Jefe, only appropriate to start with you. We got the Giants, we got the Commies. 5.5-point spread. What do you like in this one?
Nothing. I'll be quite honest with you. Absolutely nothing. This is a game that I have nothing on. I have no idea what the Giants are based on the ball, and I'm a little bit worried about a regression start for Jaden Daniels and company. I think the Commanders are obviously the better team here. This line is moving back towards the Giants, which shows me that you got your sharps on the side of this is too many points, kind of like yesterday, but I can kind of see this going exactly like yesterday. Better team winning, just probably not covering. But as far as an official side, I'm laying off this. My only pick from this game is I think Austin Eckler will see the end zone. I like his anytime touchdown prop. I think the Giants are, solid defensively. That's not going to be their strong point. Their linebackers are exceptional in my opinion, and Dexter Lawrence is great on that line. They struggle in the secondary, that's no secret, but I do think that Eckler will find his way into the end zone as that pass catching back.
Yeah, I'll go in here next, guys. I'm all over the Giants in the plus 5.5. I love them this year. In my opinion, they do have a top 3 defensive line in the game. And I do think the Commanders are going to have a big regression year. They didn't do enough for me to make that next jump that they need to in year 2 of having Jaden Daniels back there. You take a look at this roster. They added some nice pieces. They added Laramie Tunsil. That was an absolutely massive add for them. They added Deebo Samuel as well. But let's be honest here. JD, I'll ask you this question. Do you think Deebo Samuel has anything left? Because he's looked awful in preseason. He's looked awful in workouts. He just doesn't look like the same guy who could take 80 tacklers on, break all the tackles, and grind out 8 to 10 yards. And what do you think about the Commanders going into this season?
I mean, yeah, he definitely does not look like that guy. I kind of hope he can be, but I'm definitely not sure if he actually will, though. The Commanders, kind of like Jefe was saying, I'm afraid of their offense kind of coming back to earth a little bit because actually last year, the offense just kept proving people wrong.
Yep.
Like, they just kept proving people wrong the entire season. And I'm very interested to see if that's going to, kind of still be the same or if that's going to, like I said, kind of come back to earth some here.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think they're going to regress this year. Speaking more about this Giants team, I know Jefe brought up their secondary, but the Giants spent a lot of money and a lot of capital in that secondary. Signing Paulson Adebo from the New Orleans Saints to a massive contract. He's now a top 5 paid cornerback in football, and he's looked absolutely fantastic. He's also signed Javon Holland, a safety, who's a very high-level safety as well. So this defense has a lot to prove for the Giants. They were very bad last year, and I also believe they have a very bad defensive coordinator in Shane Bowen. But outside of that, the Giants' offense should be significantly better. The offensive line looks significantly better. And looking at the practice reports here, there's one name everyone is looking for, and that's Andrew Thomas, the left tackle for the New York Giants. He has practiced today. If he is able to play on Sunday, that is a game-changing lineman for this team. If the Giants do not have Andrew Thomas, they have to roll James Hudson out there. And if anybody knows who James Hudson is, the swing tackle, he has looked like a disaster. In his entire career, he's very fast. He's got a good lineman body, but he's never put it together. My big thing on this game is I would wait to see if Andrew Thomas is officially playing. If Andrew Thomas is officially playing, take the Giants. The under, a comment from Benjamin here. I also think the under is a great play in this game, JD. I think the Giants' defense, like I've been alluding to, is significantly better than they were last year. Significantly better. And the Giants' offense, it may take them a game or two to get into the full swing of things. They have a lot of new pieces. So the under 45.5 for me is definitely in play. But I would take the Giants yet again if Andrew Thomas is playing. So keep your eye out for that. If he does not play, I will take the under in this game. All right, JD. Let's look at some props for this game. And we are very excited to announce a few things.
Do you want me to actually tell you about the game first? Or Okay.
I would like that.
Kind of like you were saying, Alpha. As far as the Giants defense goes, I mean, like, everybody should know that actually this is a very solid group, especially that front line. I mean, is very, very good actually group here. Just like you said, also as far as the offense, though, that is where my questions are. And as far as the Commanders go, we have already talked about them. As far as their offense, especially, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to just kind of keep it up here. To be really quick on it, I'm not sure if I'm lower on the Giants than actually most here, because as far as my Commanders numbers, I really feel like are on as far as where the market is. So I must be lower on the Giants than most because I make this number 7.8. I'm not comfortable with actually this actually week. If this was going to be an actual teaser piece, but now the line has moved down, so this would be more of an actual more of a parlay piece. But now I have a game. I mean, I have games this week that I really like, so more than likely I'm actually just going to stay off here. Understood
that. Yeah, I do think you. Do you take into account that it's a divisional game? That these two teams have seen each other? The Giants saw Jaden Daniels twice this year. To me, that's a big way at a 5.5. I do think that plays a big part, that these two teams are very familiar with each other. And if you know the history of the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders or Redskins, whatever the hell you want to call them, these two teams usually split every year. Doesn't matter how bad Washington is. Doesn't matter how bad New York is. These teams usually finish every single season with a 1-1 split in terms of the two games they play each other. Do you take that into account when handicapping a game like this?
Yeah, for like sure. And I think is because they are an actual divisional dog in week 1. I know that's a big trend that people actually like to bet on. So I feel like that has a lot to do with the line moving down also here.
Absolutely.
But that was a question that, I meant to bring up to y'all. There are so many divisional games this week. What do y'all think of having all these divisional games in week 1?
I mean, at least I can only speak about the Giants because I'm used to it every year. The Giants play Dallas, what seems like that as well. Feels like the Giants and the Cowboys play opening week every other year. It's just how it happens in the NFL. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest with you. I don't think they should have games of this magnitude. In week 1, they should let these teams kind of get their feet under them. But when you play so many games in the season against your divisional opponents, I understand why they do get them in early as well.
Yeah, definitely. I am actually feeling the same way. I'm definitely not a big fan of it. But, I mean, it's just part of the game there. So.
100%. Well, JD, I think it's about that time we debut something new on this show.
Yeah.
Let's pull.
We're gonna start talking about the Hall of Fame app, HOF. We kind of teased this a little bit yesterday, but now here we officially are. Guys, as far as finding plays, as far as finding props, as far as any stats you could ever think of, stats, trends, everything like that. This site is great. I've actually been having a lot of fun here. So there's a lot to this site. So we're going to be kind of going over it in kind of like little chunks, actually, like as we go. So did you want to let's look at the first game?
Yep. Let's take a look at the Giants Commanders and see what the HOF app is suggesting for the best props in this game. What are the best edges in this game that we can find?
So you can. So we're going to go over to the actual leaderboards tab here. Then we're going to go over and filter for the Giants.
There we go. I see Malik Neighbors down there.
So so this is for receiving yards. So here you can filter out a ton of stuff between anytime touchdowns, receptions, yards. You can do anything. Is there a certain one that actually you would like to do?
Yeah, let's look at anytime touchdowns. That's a big thing for week 1. I love to do a bunch of anytime touchdown parlays. I'm sure our viewers love anytime touchdown parlays. So let's see what the best edge is here. And the first one is exactly what I would have expected, which is Terry McLaurin. JD, I don't know if you remember in the playoffs last year, but Terry was the best receiver up until the Super Bowl when they didn't make it. He was scoring touchdowns in every single game, and you could see the hit rate here. JD, you want to go over the hit rates and see where you can get the best odds for each one of these plays?
for sure. So, out of the last 20 games, he's actually scored a touchdown and actually 12 of those. So that is a 60% hit rate. And you can get odds currently here at DraftKings at plus 130. So I mean, like, that's definitely a good edge there. And then as far as the matchup section, as everybody can see here, that's what I really like. So as far as the matchup, this grades out as an actual C, which isn't bad. It's actually definitely not the very best. But yeah, that one, especially at that price, I think is definitely a good one there. And you can change this for last 10 games. We are going back the full season though.
Yep, I think that's the best way to look at it, to get a full calendar view.
And yeah, as far as touchdowns, you can make this go for actually like 2. And actually, like he's done that actually 4 times.
Yep.
So actually 4, actually 2 plus at actually ESPN bet, you can actually currently get a plus 1,200 there. So like I said, you can change these for so many different things here. So
Absolutely. And guys, if you know me, you know I love my 2 touchdown bets. So we're going to build a couple of those today. So keep look at what you're seeing. Some of these names we'll probably bring back at the end of the show and talk about why we've made them into a SGP with 2 touchdowns. You guys know that's my favorite way to do same game players props, is through the 2-time touchdown parlays. I absolutely love that. All right.